Hey, Michelle. How are you doing today? What's up?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I don't know. Everything is good here. Been enjoying some good food recently. Yeah.
Ooh, speaking of food, do you like cookies?
Oh, I sure do.
Great. I heard about an awesome place to get cookies in the city. You should go.
Ooh, that sounds great. Where is it? We don't
A
know.
little role play to start off the day to let our listeners know that we're talking about cookies. Love
Yes.
it. Oh my gosh, we've been talking about food things this week.
Yes, exactly. It's a very foodie week.
Foodie week.
That's trendy. So Lindsay, but it's actually not really the topic of this conversation for today, but it was just a good example to start off with. So recently my dad was telling me a story about a conversation he had with someone, and
Hmm.
he asked the woman he was speaking to if she knew someone, and her answer was, I sure do. And I actually stopped him and I said, "Oh wait, dad, I think I'm going to do that on All Ears English. That's a good topic." So, Lindsay, I sure do.
I sure do.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
And the reason I wanted to do this was because, I mean, why didn't the woman just answer, I do, right? Like, oh, do you know this person? I do. Or yes, right? Like, uh,
Yes. Yeah,
and when Lindsay asked me about cookies, when you said, do you like cookies? I could have said yes. I could have said, I do.
I
But I
do.
said, I sure do. And so this word, sure, can really add a lot.
Oh, it's a fantastic topic today. I'm surprised we haven't done this yet, right? Because we love to show you guys, our listeners, how to create connection with these little words that are rampant everywhere, but so important, right? In terms of
Mhm.
really conveying a special tone. So, what does it
Right.
do? Is that what you're asking me, Michelle? What does it
Yeah,
do?
I mean, how does it sound different? If you said, "Do you like cookies?" and I said, "Oh, I do." But I said, "I sure do." Like, what kind of a mood am I giving off?
I think it loads up the meaning a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So number one, the simplest thing it does is that it's just an exclamation. It's like saying "I do" with an exclamation point.
Yeah.
You really
Right.
do. We know you like cookies more than ice cream, right? More than cake, I think, more than other desserts, waffles,
Yeah,
whatever. You
I
like
do.
cookies, okay?
I do.
That's fair. And then the piece with your dad, and I love when this happens. We're out in the world and someone says something and you think, "Oh, great episode for our listeners."
Yeah. Oh, it's the best.
Mhm. The piece where she said, your dad said, "Do you know this woman?" And she says, "I sure do."
Yeah.
That could actually have multiple there's
Yeah.
an enthusiasm there, but depending on the tone of voice, it could take it in different directions, right?
Right. It could mean something she knows this
Yeah.
person and likes them, she knows this person and doesn't like them, she could be being
Yes.
sarcastic, there's a lot, so we're
Yeah.
gonna really dig into this today.
Yeah, exactly. So that part when you're talking about, like, do you know someone or have you experienced this? I sure have. That could
Yep.
be actually a little negative, but you need context. So that's why we need to stay
E
plugged into the conversation and listen for more clues, right?
exactly, exactly. There you really need the context there, so you gotta focus.
Yeah, you gotta focus. I love it. I love it. But before we get into this, I want to let our listeners know of a way they can go deeper with the podcast inside the iOS Android app. Michelle, why does that allow you to go deeper?
Oh, well, this is great, this app is so awesome, there's different ways to listen with a different level of meaning because you can follow along with
Yes.
what we're saying.
Yeah.
So you get the
Transcripts.
captions, yep, you
Yeah.
get the transcripts as well as vocabulary words. So
Mhm.
we have specific vocabulary words that we think are perfect for you, and you can save them all in your personalized list, so you
Mhm.
don't really have to just have like notes everywhere
Yeah.
jotting things down, so it's good stuff.
Yeah, and those transcripts, having an ongoing transcript on your screen of your phone as you're listening
Yeah.
to every episode of All Ears English is priceless, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that. You will never miss a single word that we're saying. It is all transcribed right on your phone screen for you, right inside the app. So I do want to call out one special listener who is an app
Okay.
user from the Philippines. This is Sandra Kanuayan. And she left us an amazing note. Michelle, I forwarded it, and as well as another
Yes,
one to our
I
whole
love
team on
it.
Friday. That was a great way to go
Thank
into the
you.
weekend, right?
Yeah.
For us, because it's about you guys. That's why we create this show. So when we see a review like this, it makes us feel like we're in the right place in our lives
Yeah.
and our
Oh,
careers
yeah.
doing this for you guys. Don't you think, Michelle?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's, like,
Mm,
just so heartwarming and
yeah.
just really, it just Yeah, otherwise we wouldn't do this.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
this
all
is
about our listeners,
yeah,
100%. So I'm just gonna call
yeah,
out one piece of this student's
okay.
review. She says, "I've been an avid listener to you guys, and my day doesn't feel complete without tuning into your podcast."
Wow.
Oh my god, it's amazing. "You
That's
are
so
such a big help in my job hunt journey where I needed to refine my English communication skills, and I'm thrilled to share that I've landed my dream job, and I truly believe I excelled in the interview because of you guys. Once again,
Oh,
thank you. You are amazing." Well, you're amazing,
you are
Sandra.
amazing. Seriously, that is incredible. Good for you, and we're so happy to be here when, in that part of
See
your
the
day where you're
success.
listening. Yeah.
Yeah, so good. Well, I just wanted to mention that, Michelle, but let's get right back into the episode
Okay.
talking about shore. Where do we go next?
Okay. So, it doesn't only have to be you've already, kind of touched on this with some of your examples. It doesn't only have to be, "I sure do."
Right?
It's adding in other ways. So you could say, like, "I sure was," "She
Mhm.
sure is," "I sure have," whatever
Yeah.
it is, but you have to match the question. That's the key,
Okay, so we're gonna
right?
get
You
into a
have to
little
match it
grammar here,
a
yeah?
little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
right, exactly. So
Mhm.
now we're gonna do a few role plays, and we're gonna talk about what "sure" does here,
Yes.
and how it would feel without it, okay?
Oh, cool, I like this. So, let's start with the first one.
Okay. Have you ever been to Japan, Lindsay?
I sure have, Michelle, I live there.
How cool.
It
Okay.
was very cool living in Japan, I will say, yes.
I bet. Yeah. So, why? I mean, I sure have.
Yeah, I mean, I think adding, right, if I had said, "I have, Michelle, I live there," that's not incorrect, right? That's totally
Right.
correct.
No.
It's fine. It's just a little bit more neutral. So by adding "I sure have," it means maybe I wanna talk about it more. Maybe I have
Yeah.
something to say, I have stories, it's a big part of my life, it actually matters that
Mm.
you know. Would you say that, Michelle? Is that the
Yeah.
difference? Yeah,
I would
okay.
say so. Right. I do agree. I think if you just said, "Oh, I have," or like, "Yes," or "Yeah,"
Yeah.
it just it's more neutral. I sure have. It sounds like this is something important.
Yeah, I also
Whether
yeah, mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether what? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say whether, like, I mean, of course, I know it was a positive experience, and
Mhm.
also I love Japan. But like, let's
Yeah.
say, you were like, the question was like, "Oh, have you ever had lived in a dorm room?" Right? Like, and you said, "I sure have." Like, it could mean,
Good point.
"Oh, I loved it." It could mean it was stinky and
Right.
gross. Right? It could mean a lot of different things. So it just means there's more to say. Like, this was a big thing for you.
It means there's more to say. I think that that is the bottom line because, yeah, you could say, "Have you ever lived in a dorm room?" "I sure have."
Yeah.
Right? Or you could say, "Yeah, I have." But "I sure have" adds there's meaning there behind it, and maybe you should ask another question, right?
Right. It's like, "Ooh, tell me more."
Yeah.
Like
Well, let's try another one and let's see how it
Okay.
matches up. So, were you at the party last night?
I sure
Oh,
was.
wasn't it great?
Yeah.
All right. So there, you're just enthusiastic, right? You
Right.
Mhm.
It could mean that I just was like, "Oh, yeah, I sure was. It was awesome." Or it could go like this, like, "Were you at the party last night?" "I sure was." And
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, did you see the fight?" It's like, maybe there was
Right.
something interesting that happened that we're gonna talk about.
Right. Especially if we both know that interesting thing happened and I can hear that in your tone of voice. I sure was. Right.
Yeah.
Something happened and maybe it's a little bit of a secret or it's something we need to talk about now. I like how you define that. There's more behind your answer. There's more to talk
Right.
about. Yeah.
Right, right,
Mhm.
right. Let's do one more here. Okay. Uh, do you know Paul?
I sure do.
Yeah, he's a lot, isn't he?
Yeah. Okay, so that's where we're going a little bit, maybe a little negative,
Yeah,
right? Maybe I've had a negative experience, but we said at the beginning it could be a positive thing. Do you know Mary?
right,
I sure do. Right?
right.
Yeah,
This
she's
is where you
great.
really have to read the context,
Yes.
right? Like,
Yes.
and
Mhm.
just a side point, we could do a whole episode on this, but when you describe somebody as a lot,
Mm. Let's do
he's a
another
lot.
episode on that one,
Let's
Michelle,
do another
guys.
episode on that one.
Yeah, hit
Yeah, that's a good
follow.
one.
Hit follow. I love that because it's also very modern. I think that is
Yeah,
a language trend that I'm seeing
yeah,
now. It's a lot, isn't it? Or
he's a
he's a
lot.
lot, or this
Yeah,
is a lot, isn't it? We could
yeah.
do a whole episode. I'm super excited
Yep,
for that
yep,
one.
yep.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, Michelle. So we talked about the tone in these role plays a little bit. Is there anything else we should
Mhm.
go through in these role plays here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just overall, adding this gives adding a level of emotion, of feeling, whether it's good, bad, just emphatic, sarcastic, whatever it is.
Mhm.
But Lindsay, what do you think? Can you use it? Like, how frequently should you use this, or should you pay attention to how frequently, or just throw it in whenever you want?
I think it comes back to what we always say on this show when we
Yeah,
teach our listeners a piece of native English. Don't overuse it because it becomes me. Actually, it'd be kind of funny if someone
sure
used it
do.
every
She sure
time.
does. Yeah, sure.
It would
Like, you
actually be
never
funny.
answer a yes or no question unless you say that.
That could be a comedy skit or something. I feel like there could be something there,
Oh
like a
God.
Seinfeld episode. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, it's true. Oh, this person always says sure.
That would be a great Seinfeld episode. Yeah, so don't overuse it because it would be funny or just it would become meaningless if you used it too
Yeah.
much. I also kind of feel, let's see if you agree. I kind of feel like I hear this from an older generation more. Doesn't mean I don't use it. Doesn't mean we can't use it if we're 25 years
Yeah.
old. I just kind of feel like it's more common among our parents' generation. Would you agree? Or no? It's okay if you
Wow,
disagree.
that's no, no, no. That I mean, I just hadn't thought about it.
Yeah.
Sure do. Shush. Maybe.
Y yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I understand what you mean. Oh,
Mhm.
I sure do. I think it's just like kind of
It's
cutesy.
cutesy. It's
Like,
cutesy. It's kinda friendly. I also think it has a tone of friendliness too,
mhm. Yeah.
unless you're obviously trying to imply
I-
this thing is bad and there's more to say, you know?
Right, right.
Yeah.
Right. So, but I do see what you mean. But like, I think that the biggest thing is, guys, don't overuse it.
Yeah.
Don't do it all the time, but throw it in. And I don't know, as far as formal and or informal, I think it can be either. It just
Yeah.
really depends on the situation. It
Yeah.
seems a little casual to me, but I think either way is fine.
Yeah, it's casual. I might not use it in a speech or a presentation, but
Yeah,
after I come off the stage and someone comes up and talks to me, I might use it, right? That kind of deal.
exactly.
Yeah? Love it.
Exactly.
Shall we do a little role play to wrap it all up, friends?
One
Okay.
more, we're
Fun,
putting it all together.
fun.
So here we are talking about an event that we are going to.
All right. So are you going to the class Tuesday?
I sure am. You?
Yep. Have you taken it before?
I sure have. It's tough.
Oh boy. Were you on oh boy.
Were you on the call last night about how to prepare?
I sure was. Yeah, we're
Okay.
almost veering towards a Seinfeld episode. By the way, Michelle,
Yeah.
that would be a great way to get episode ideas. Go back into the old Seinfeld archives and what were they did make fun of speech patterns sometimes or cultural
Yeah.
habits. That would be
Oh
funny.
yeah.
Pull that out and say, why is it funny? And more examples. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be great. Like, I'm thinking about, there was one where Jerry didn't like it because the girl he was dating ate her peas one at a time.
Yes.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Love it.
So that's what I was
Love
thinking.
it.
Yeah.
So good. All right. So let's go over this real quick.
Okay. So yeah. Are you going to the class on Tuesday? I said, I sure am. You? So there it just kind of sounds like I'm enthusiastic, right?
Yeah, you're answering in the affirmative and you're a little enthusiastic about it, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. And then
Mhm.
I said, "Yep, have you taken it before?"
And I said, I sure have. It's tough.
And here
Right.
that tone of voice is different. I sure am. I sure have. It's tough.
Right? Like, I wouldn't say, it would be weird if I was like, I sure have. It's tough. Like, I just
Yes. Yes.
I
100%.
don't know.
I like it.
Yeah.
There yeah, I think it's and then you said, "Were you on the call last night about how to prepare?" I sure was. And maybe that one's a little more neutral. Maybe you're sounding a little serious there,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
"Yes, I know this is gonna be tough. I was there, and yes, I'm gonna prepare in a smart way,"
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, this is just a really great word to it's use, I don't know, to just add a little bit of personality, to say, "Oh, there's more to what I'm saying." Like, there's a meaning behind these words, right?
Well, yeah, and that's connection, Michelle. Our motto here is connection, not perfection, and we wanna show you guys, some of what we show you here on this show is how to be a little more interesting. Right?
Yeah.
And that's because people wanna connect with interesting people. This is one way to do it, right? By
Yes.
implying there's a bit more that you have to say, but maybe the person's gonna ask you or should ask you. You're not gonna say it all, and you're not gonna be bland just by answering, "Yes, I went to the
Right.
meeting. No, I didn't go to the meeting." We're gonna add a little more.
Right.
I like that.
Yes. Add a little more. All right. Well, this was a fun one. So, Lindsay, I sure do have a fun time recording with you, and I will talk to you on the next
I
episode.
sure do too, Michelle. This sure has been a fun episode. All right. Let's see you on the next one. Have a good one.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.